In today's video, I get to ride Britain's cheapest train company. My ticket cost just £19, and the big questions are covered. Was it worth the money? Was it better than LNER? And what's the service on board all about on these bright blue 125-mile-per-hour Hitachi trains? Oh, and I'll explain the tricky baggage situation too. All will be revealed as I head north on LUMO, which runs from London to Edinburgh, covering the 392 miles in just 4 hours and 25 minutes. Join me as we head from London to Edinburgh and enjoy the video. Yes, that's right, I'm here at King's Cross in London, and today I'm taking a train service I've not actually taken before in England. We're off to Scotland with LUMO. LUMO use King's Cross Station in London. Built in 1852, it's been modernised since and is now one of the most pleasant railway stations in the capital. The classic train shed has stood here since the station opened, but the concourse annex is a recent addition, dating from 2012. This is where you'll find the station ticket office and ticket machines, but today I've bought my ticket online for the 10:45 departure to Edinburgh. LNER is the government-owned legacy operator on the London to Edinburgh route, with up to 25 trains a day using Hitachi's Class 801 9-car electric Azuma trains. LUMO use 5-car Class 803 electric Hitachi trains of the same family, but there are a few important interior differences which we'll look at once we get on board. The 803 was built specifically for LUMO and has no kitchen area and carries large internal batteries to supply onboard power if there's an electrical failure. They have 5 such trains, their whole fleet, each carrying a striking bright blue livery, which I've got to say, I really rather like. Well, it's not often I get to try something new, so here goes. Let's go to Edinburgh. LUMO run an all-standard class configuration with 402 seats available on each train. The majority of these are airline-style pairs of 2. There is only 1 pair of tables in each carriage. Seat reservations are displayed electronically above the seats, but you'll want to avoid the very end seats by the vestibule, which often have a blocked view, like so. These seats are the Transcal Aerolite model, and they're different to the ones installed on LNER. Well, not a bad start, and I've got to say, I prefer this type of seat with the wingbacks to the ones that LNER use. I think this is going to be a pretty good trip. I make it 10:41, that's just a few minutes until we're due to leave, but let's talk first, before we leave, about LUMO's fares. I bought my ticket online about 5 months in advance, taking advantage of the headline £19 price. If, like me, you've got a railcard, you'll get a third off that price again. However, these tickets can be really hard to find, although it's well worth knowing that LUMO are almost always cheaper than competitor LNER, and their site will point this out. Reservations are strongly recommended. There are only 14 unreserved seats on each train, and nobody wants to stand all the way to Scotland. We depart on time, ready to head north.
That's Durham to London. That's not this ticket.
Okay, it's for the way back.
Yeah.
LUMO's trains are capable of 125 miles per hour, and we make good progress on the first part of the trip. One of the better innovations LUMO have is the ability to pre-order food on board. You do this online, pre-pay, and there's a reasonably good selection of station outlet food which they will keep warm and serve to your reserved seat. I found this really easy to use, although a bit sceptical at how efficient delivery might be. I wasn't disappointed. Service was quick and the food is warmed up on the train and carried in heated pizza delivery warm bags, so my pasty was hot. LUMO also has its own brand of beer, which was not bad at all. It's worth saying LUMO's trains only have a driver operating the train. There's no guard, and as a result, the staff they do have on board are more visible. They managed to print this rather forlorn group's tickets, which they forgot to collect. That's good customer service because on other train companies, you might get charged for a whole new ticket for that oversight. I found these seats really comfortable for a standard class seat. There's one plug socket and one USB shared between each pair of seats. It's good but not ideal, and there are small armrests, which look like they really do need a reupholster. However, the space on board is absolutely fine, and I was able to use my laptop without a problem. LUMO has 2 universal and 2 standard toilets on each train.
Please lock the door. The door is now locked.
Yeah, make sure you don't forget to lock the door. The facilities, however, are clean and up to scratch, and there are baby changing tables in each of the 4 toilets on board.
We have been brought to a stand at Colton Junction, which is a couple of miles short of York Station. And at the moment, in front of my train, we've got 2 geese and their child gosling, and they can't seem to get out of the track in front of us. So I'm hoping that situation is going to be resolved in a minute. If I do get any further information, I will let you know.
We're eventually on our way after a 5-minute delay, for a rather unusual reason. Today, like all LUMO trains, we will avoid calling at York Station and run around the back. LUMO is an open access operator and runs, essentially, on train paths the legacy franchised operators don't. LUMO's open access contract means it shouldn't compete too directly with LNER, and instead we run behind the station on an avoiding line rarely used by other passenger trains. An unusual experience for the enthusiast, but I think most normal people wouldn't notice a thing. We also skip straight through Darlington and are making up good time as we head towards our first calling point of Newcastle. Durham is en route and offers one of the most spectacular views of a city from a train anywhere in the country. What's your favourite view from a train? A typical early summer shower greets us in Newcastle. Torrential rain which will soon pass, but a shame these shots of the city's bridges didn't turn out better. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe. You'll join a community of hundreds of thousands of other Trip Report enthusiasts exploring the world with me. We make a short passenger stop here in Newcastle and are back on time, heading north for Morpeth and Edinburgh. Morpeth strikes me as an unusual choice of stop for LUMO. Just 14,000 people live here and it's in a rural area. Stay alert though and you'll see the beautiful historic North Eastern Railway goods shed, still with its awning intact. The line north of Morpeth towards Edinburgh is one of the most scenic in the country. On a clear day like today, you can glimpse Holy Island and Lindisfarne Castle. There's also a chance to see the remains of some of Northumberland's World War II defences, like this field gun emplacement. One of the things LUMO makes a big deal about is luggage, which is a real problem on British trains. They only allow one suitcase and one small bag per person, and even have separate compartments for you to put them in. I suppose this is to speed up boarding and alighting. This allowance is less than most of the legacy operators, but even so, the storage on board is still pretty full. Also, I do love how this cubby has a reservation label, like you could possibly reserve it to stand inside. This is Berwick and the Royal Border Bridge, which is not actually the border between England and Scotland, but close. The station and bridge were built in 1847, and the process demolished half of Berwick Castle, which was inconveniently in the way. HS2, take note. The actual border is a few miles to the north, and there used to be a lovely sign marking it, but I'm told it was taken down to be refurbished. Hopefully it's back soon. We arrive into Edinburgh on time at 15:10, and I have to say it's been one of the best value train trips I've ever had in Britain. If you want my thoughts, I think LUMO provides a compelling alternative to flying or using LNER, who have some eye-watering prices. And the service on board LUMO is better than both, in my opinion. I'm generally a bit cynical about open access operators, but LUMO won me over with this trip, and I definitely use them again. Have you travelled with LUMO? What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. But as for me, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.